Hi, I'm Chloe. I teach pelvic floor Pilates to women with prolapses and incontinence symptoms to help them reconnect with their body, take charge of their symptoms without giving up what they enjoy doing. As a qualified pelvic health physio and Pilates instructor for over 10 years, I can help them do that, and I can help you too. What we're going to do today is just go through some prolapse symptoms and then what we can do to ease your symptoms right now. So, if you're wondering if you've got a prolapse, you've probably been Googling for a while. The main symptoms are mainly at the end of the day, you feel a heavy or a dragging sensation around or inside the vagina. It can also feel as if a tampon isn't quite inserted properly. You may also feel a bit of a bulge as well, and that could be that you're sitting on something that doesn't quite feel right. If you're not getting any of those symptoms but still thinking you could have it, some ladies get lower back pain and a little bit of buttock pain as well. So you may still have a prolapse, but you don't get the classic symptoms. Also, I'd just like to add, a lot of women have prolapses. If you've had vaginal delivery and only one, you've got a 50% chance of having a prolapse. If you've had two vaginal deliveries, you've got an 80% chance of having prolapse. However, many women have prolapses and don't even know they have them. The biggest thing with a prolapse is we treat the symptoms. With that prolapse, the chances are we'll never fully get rid of it. But if we can make you symptom free, that is the aim. And pelvic floor Pilates can certainly help with that. Now, the biggest thing I teach is relaxing. You probably thought I was going to talk about kegals. I'm not. I'm not even going to go there. This is all about relaxing. So, just to briefly explain, a lot of people will go to a pelvic health physio or a GP or a midwife or somewhere and they'll be like, oh, pelvic floor strengthening exercises or kegals, strengthen, 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 strengthen. That's all well and good, but if your pelvic floor is already tight, there's not much room it can do to strengthen. If we do it on my arm, so this is my pelvic floor. It's not, it's my bicep, but let's pretend. If your pelvic floor is tight, it's going to be like this. And if you start strengthening to do more kegals, it hasn't got much range of movement. So when you need it for your coughs, sneezes, laughs, or, oh, I need a wee, it hasn't got much to give you. However, if we relax it first and then strengthen it, it's got this nice big movement. So when you do that third sneeze, it's always the third sneeze, when you do that third sneeze and it needs to tense, it's there for you and it's got you. So what we're going to do today is relax. We're going to relax your pelvic floor. And this is the thing I want you to remember and keep remembering all the time. We live in a very stressful environment at the moment. Everything, go, 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 all the time. And unfortunately, our pelvic floor is part of our fight and flight system. So if we feel anxious and stressed and rushing around, I'd bet money that your pelvic floor is tight, even if you have incontinence or a prolapse or anything else. And when your pelvic floor is tight, think of the bicep, there's not much room for it to go. And in particular with prolapses, it can actually push down on that prolapse and make your symptoms worse. This is why pelvic floor Pilates has been a game changer for so many women. What I'm going to run through with you now is some movement to get your upper back moving. If we're not moving in our upper back and our ribs, we can't breathe properly. If we're not breathing properly, we're not using our diaphragm. If we're not using our diaphragm, it'll impact our pelvic floor. See where I'm going with this? So let's get moving. You do it on a floor, you can get a mat. It is completely up to you. So first off, what we're going to do is get on all fours, so on hands and knees. We're going to do, I call this happy cat, angry cat. People call it cat cow. It's completely up to you. So you want your knees directly below your hips, your hands are slightly in front. From here, all I'd like you to do is sink your tummy down, lift your head up, and then tuck that bottom under and chin to chest. So you're going to do a breath out when you move. You can pause here for an in-breath and out again. Now you may feel a little bit of stiffness in an area of your body, and this is all we're trying to do is just get some lovely movement happening in our upper back. So really push into it. If it feels a little bit uncomfortable, don't be too scared of it. Just keep going. Okay, and then from here, I want you just to widen your knees, sit back on your heels, and have a stretch forward. Sink those underarms down into the floor. And we're just going to hold it here for a few breaths. Okay, and come on up. And then we're going to come into sitting. So this can be on a chair, it can be on the floor. The one thing I want you to do is anchor your pelvis so it doesn't move. We're going to cross our arms over our chest and we're going to twist. So we do a breath out as we twist one way, in as you come back, and then the other way. Really push into that stiffness. In breath as you come back to center, out breath as you move. Now, you may have found a couple of those movements a little tricky, and you may have found, oh, that feels a little bit stiff on my right side, left side, both sides. Work on them, keep working on them. In today's world, we sit, laptops, driving, sofas, so our upper back gets a bit stiff. Upper back gets stiff, we're not going to use our rib cage. We don't use our rib cage fully. We're not going to use our diaphragm. We're not going to use our diaphragm fully. We don't use our pelvic floor properly. And we can increase that intra-abdominal pressure, which loads through the prolapses. I'm going to run through a breathing technique with you now. This is all about relaxing. So you can do this lying down, you can do it standing, you can do it sitting. I want you to remember it because it really helps your diaphragm get working and it really helps you to relax. Remember, if you're relaxed, your pelvic floor is relaxed, your symptoms are better. Trust me. Okay, so we're going to breathe in and out for a count of 4 through our nose. I want you to just think about your jaw being nice and relaxed. Your shoulders are melting away from your ears and you're just nice and comfortable. If you're quite engaged with your pelvic floor, hopefully you can feel it softening as well. So it moves away from, I always say in class, it's not near your belly button, it's going down to your sit bones. But let's just see how we get on. Okay, so we're going to breathe in for 1, 2, 3, 4, and out. 4, 3, 2, 1. In. 1, 2, 3, 4, and out. 4, 3, 2, 1. I'll join you now. So in and out. Keep going. I want you to imagine that air going to the bottom of your lungs. When you do that in breath, I want you to think of that rib cage widening out. And I want you to feel your belly like it's getting bigger. Don't force it, just let it feel like it's getting bigger as you do that in breath. The next thing I want you to try and imagine whilst doing this is your pelvic floor softening. So imagine it's butter melting in a saucepan. Or if you want, your sit bones, these ones, moving away from each other. And just let everything go. Don't worry that you think your symptoms might happen. Don't worry if anything, you're like, oh, and what if I have a little leak? Hopefully you're somewhere safe and comfortable that you can just let everything go. I want you to try and do this. I was going to say all the time, that's not possible. But if you ever get a moment that things are really busy, check in with yourself. Is my jaw nice and relaxed? Are my shoulders down away from my ears? Am I belly breathing? And if the answer is to no to any of those, go to that 4-4 breathing cycle and help it relax your pelvic floor. If you're already doing kegals, if you've been to see a pelvic health physio or someone else and they've advised you to do pelvic floor strengthening exercises, do this belly breathing first. What you'll feel is that nice pull up of that pelvic floor is stronger and it's on. And it could be that instead of I'm slightly doing something, you get a nice big action whilst you're doing it. Relax fully in between is all I'd say. What I teach in class is we do the belly breathing first, we get nice and relaxed, then we do a pull up, hold it, don't hold it, it's up to you, then we relax. We do 2 more cycles of that 4-4 breathing and then we pull up again. So it's slower, it's calmer, it's a relaxed pelvic floor before you tighten it again. Right then, good luck with that. Keep relaxed, keep that jaw relaxed, keep belly breathing, and trust me, it will help your symptoms. All right then, until next time, bye.